fabulously educated and handsome, Dr. Armando Collins. And welcome to the BigPotz podcast. Since you are joining us, I am pretty sure you want to know. And since you want to know, we got to tell you. On today's show, we got the awesome, incredible, the incomparable,
a learning excellence specialist at High Point University.
Yep.
Alrighty, y'all. And we are back with the BigPotz podcast. And as promised, I have the vivacious, intellectual Dr. Arcelle Taylor.
He's here.
Y'all calm down in the back. Y'all, settle down. For those of you that have never had the pleasure to meet my big cousin, one of my main inspirations for ever going to college.
Wow.
She is an educational instruction specialist at High Point University in High Point, North Carolina.
Yes.
I will allow her to introduce herself before we begin a discussion about not only her intellectual journey, but also her research and her most recent doctorate. Can we give it up for Dr. Arcelle Taylor? Y'all gonna start making people blush. Evan, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing well. It is great to be here. For those of you who don't know me, I have been in the education field for about 31 years. 5 of those years were with K-12, teaching third and fourth and seventh and eighth grade. And then 26 of those years has been with higher ed. And that is working with students who are first year, first gen, students of color, that population, teaching them not only how to enroll in college, but how to navigate through the college system because more than likely, more times than likely, the system that they're in is not made for them to succeed. So that's what I primarily do.
You're soft selling it, and that I get it. You know, that's the resume. However, I've seen it in action.
Yes.
Being my big cousin, I saw Arcelle early in her career.
Yeah.
And me being me, I got a chance, like while looking at it, to connect the past to the present person I'm
Mm-hmm.
This is 2000-ish, something like this.
Yeah.
Or no, right after you and Tyrone get married. But you were working
Oh,
in
yeah.
City, and I'm
Yep.
visiting. I don't know why no, this is maybe even later than that. But I'm visiting, and I get to see, oh, it was when I was visiting mom. I get to see you at work.
Yes, you did.
Middle of the day.
Yes.
And I call ourselves, and big cousin always makes time for
Oh, yeah.
opportunities in town.
Oh, yeah.
I go see her at work, and when I walk in her office, she is reaming this kid out. And don't get me wrong, this is a grown ass man, a grown ass man from
Yeah.
Minneapolis, the turf side of Minneapolis. I don't know who this guy was, but I'm just gonna say it's the turf side. And y'all from Minneapolis, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And he's just, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, and I'll have that. And she's changing this. I can see her in the relationship she has developed with this kid, that
Yeah.
she's transforming this person's life as an adult, helping them navigate themselves as a real person through a system that was not designed for their personality. In fact, the way I characterized it when I was telling everybody when I went home was Arcelle be taking kids from the hood and getting them through MCC. Oh, that's cold. Like
Yep.
in you my audience, y'all know I'm quick to say that America is a system of white supremacy and education is one of its strongest arms. However, within what makes it that education inherently, not even necessarily the structure of it inherently, yeah, inherently, is against the disadvantaged, however it's structured as disadvantaged.
Yep.
But it's also, and most importantly, the people that make it fair or not fair.
Yep.
Sometimes a simple yes or no, go that way, do it this way. Focus is what a person needs to get through a system that they were never trained to function successfully through. And y'all may think these credentials are meaningless, but that little associates could take you anywhere in the world. That structure can take you anywhere you want to go. I am a product of it. I am an example of it. But Dr. Taylor, you cater to a population that needs that. And to my earliest point, you're one of those people that make it fair or intentionally attempt to make it fair for people who just don't know which way to go. And in fact, your research is fascinating because
Thank you.
it focuses on adult learners and
It does. Mhm.
methodologies to address them that haven't been addressed by a simple shift in logic in dealing with the human aspect of people. Like taking from what I know, it's a holistic way of looking at the learner.
Yes.
They ain't just
Yeah.
a Pell Grant or a person who got to sit in class and recite these dates.
No.
Well,
No.
to that point, let's start.
Yep.
What brought you through academia? I know. What, let's start. You were born in St. Paul, Minnesota, on a
Yes.
cold winter day. No.
I was born in St. Paul, Minnesota, and went through the K-12 public school system there and in Minneapolis when my mother moved us over to Minneapolis. But I didn't really have a really great experience in K-12. And so that led me to want to go on to a 4-year degree and become a teacher because then I could help somebody. Um, I ended up
Why didn't you have a good experience?
I didn't have a good experience in K-12 and in Minnesota because it wasn't set up for me to be successful. I had teachers that did not look like me. I had teachers that did not know how to deal with the way that I thought and processed information, or deal with where I came from and how my culture really. Um, just being ostracized. We were a part of a social experiment at our school, at our K-12, at our K-6 school, where they brought students from the suburbs to basically the hood to see if we could work together without killing each other, and it worked because we ended up going to K-12 together. So we didn't kill each other, but it was still separate but equal, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
We were the first generation where they were negotiating what integration would look like. Well,
Yes, they were.
it, and it it may sound like I'm exaggerating, but in
Mm-mm.
places like North Carolina, you don't get desegregation in some schools till 1975.
Right, right.
Think about that as Americanness. Like Brown versus Board of Education is 1956.
Hmm.
You don't get actual desegregation in some places until 75, and you get pushback all the way until the 2000s.
Yeah.
To this day, I mean, it's still
Yeah.
a contested ground, arguably.
You got it. That's totally true. It's there's just two opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to education in North Carolina. And I guess what drew me to North Carolina was that my oldest sister, our
Yes.
my sister, your cousin, went to Barber-Scotia College and just introduced us to life in the South and life at an HBCU and what you could end up being. And so her example ended up being my example for other people to come to the college and learn about yourself. I mean, it was Black History was one of our required courses
Yeah.
at Scotia, and so it was just like we were learning about ourselves more than Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. It was deeper than that, and learning who you were basically helped us figure out who we were and then what we wanted to be and how we wanted to um, help in our society or our culture.
Now, back it up a sec. Connected. How did you get to Barber Scotia? Because Barber Scotia is a very important piece of not only you, but your history, your educational history, not just
Mhm.
being you being there, what you did while you were there, but also how you got there. So
Yeah.
you was Miss Barber Scotia. Let's not,
I,
we can't gloss over these stories. This the people want to know.
Yeah, I was. But I got to Barber Scotia like my sister was there and she let me know what my life could be like because in St. Paul, my life was basically just like going down the drain.
Mhm.
With the wrong people, doing the wrong things, consistently hanging out, making a party out of nothing,
Yeah.
just being just ignorant and having her have that experience first for me and
Mhm.
knowing that she could survive it let me know that I could survive it because we're sisters. And so
Shout out to Amber too. You
yeah,
saved us, Amber.
shout out to Amber, shout out to Amber to for being the first one of us because it's so interesting that it's like me and my sisters go to college and then my two cousins come to college with me, so I had my immediate family at college with me,
Yo,
and
it
so
was a
that was
direct
crazy.
line. It wasn't no, oh, maybe. No. They went, that's exactly where we're going. It was the safety of knowing I was going to a place that I had a family. And when we got,
Right.
we learned that through them we had a family.
Yes,
The school is a family.
the school is a family. To this day, the school is a family.
To this very day.
To this very day. Shout out to President Ray.
Shout out to President Ray. Donate to Barber-Scotia College. It is
Please, Barber Scotia
HBCU
rising.
on a rise, and it needs to rise. It was a lifeline. It is a necessary function in the educational system as it exists
Yes.
present day.
It changed our lives. I mean, we both have our terminal degrees because we went to Barber Scotia.
Absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely.
that's
Without that, not a man beyond the credential, it- which is important,
hmm
but there was a socialization component that was necessary for me as a learner. I needed to see people who were doing it and motivated doing it to learn how to do it.
yep.
Like you, I came through that same system, that unforgiving system not built for an African American learner and very often set up against us, where
Yes.
smart works against you.
Yes.
Intelligence is looked at as smart assery or
hmm
opposition or threat.
hmm
Being at Barber Scotia created a space of learners that came from that very same thing. It was ultimately We didn't have the phrase safe space, but it was a safe space, a very necessary
Yeah.
space. You can't, people would criticize HBCUs as being unrealistic. That's not
Yes,
preparing you for the real world, but it absolutely is. And
it
it is
does.
the only time in this real world where you'll be around Black people who care about you and love you. And
Amen.
it is safe for you to be smart, intelligent, whatever you are. Your superpower can manifest here.
Yep.
Scotia, Scotia had any and every part of Black America in a 1 acre space, maybe less than 1,000 students. But
Yeah.
if you talk to most of us, we have that same story. Go back to the Danya interview. But Arcelle's special. Arcelle, y'all, out. We've had some legends on here, but Arcelle was was Miss Barber-Scotia. You don't get to be Miss. That is not a small thing at Barber-Scotia. Arcelle was in Jam Jet magazine, y'all.
I was
No,
in Ebony
Ebony,
magazine,
Ebony. Hold
the
up.
one with Babyface on the
No, we
cover.
still got that in the family. That is
Yes, we do.
framed.
It's still in the family.
That
Yes, I
history.
was. It is history. And I can still, I can bring it places and show people like, yeah, and you had to campaign for that position and you had to get voted in and then you had to be an exemplar for the school. And so it was just like that was crazy to me that I even got voted in and that I was the one that was the example for how Barber-Scotia was supposed to be. And that I did not take lightly at all. That was my position and that made me feel really good to be a representative of my college, of my alma mater.
Well, it was a testament to, oh, better yet, a foreshadowing of
Yeah,
what got you back. Well, okay, after you graduated from college,
yeah.
did you immediately go get your master's, or did you take time off at work, then go get your master's, and then go get your PhD? What was the academic?
Yeah, that was crazy. The academic train.
Yeah.
So after I got my 4 year degree from Barber-Scotia College, I came back home, and literally 3 years later, I got married. And right after getting married, well, I don't want to say right after, it's like maybe 3 years after getting married, I decided I wanted to get my master's degree, and so I applied to the University of Minnesota for anthropology and I didn't get in.
Mm.
And so that shook me to the core, but it was because I was supposed to get my master's in education.
Yeah.
And so I got in and I got my master's in education, and that was in 2000, and then I graduated from there, and then I waited a really long time. And I will say, in this space, that you were inspiration for me to go ahead and finish my terminal degree. And very recently, just this past May, finished my terminal degree from ECU in administrative leadership, higher ed.
Shout out to you. Hold on. Can we get a round of applause, Dr. Taylor? These are. I'm gonna let you tell your truth, but you are speedballing through greatness. Congratulations again. We're going. Y'all gonna be
Yes,
independent now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it was
I get
just
excited every time you tell me that you graduated. Sorry.
it was really exciting just to go ahead and go through that process of getting into a doctoral program. That was really hard because it's almost full time, and you're doing. I had a program where I had to do my coursework and my dissertation at the same time, so in tandem, which
What?
was really hard. Yeah, that was really hard, and in 3 years,
You're
point
doing the
blank.
dissertation while you're learning how to do a dissertation?
Yeah, you're doing a dissertation while you're learning how to do a dissertation and learning the law of school, the
Yeah.
law of higher education, and learning about how to be an administrator and all of those things, and then you're still writing,
Oh,
which was very hard.
how long did it take you to write it?
3 years. So I started the first year. I started. And it was crazy because I started with the lit review first, the literature review
Yeah.
first, and then the introduction, and then I went on to chapters 3, 4, and 5.
Okay. What is your research on?
It's on GED students. So the actual title is Perceptions of Academic Ability and the Role of Supportive Learning Environments and Action Research Study Inside the GED classroom. And the reason why I chose the GED classroom is because a lot of my work, as I stated before, has been with first year, first gen students. And so
Mhm.
these are the students before that. These
Yeah.
are the students before that. Because a student can be first year, first gen and be 25 or
Yeah.
35,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
that's who I work with. So it's a
Why
love
this
work.
population?
Uh I needed to understand why in North Carolina 10,000 students in K-12 were not graduating with their K-12 diploma.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of reasons for that. And so I was really interested in finding out how cognitive learning theory and Sanford's theory of challenge and support as a framework could emphasize active learning for students and balance their challenge and support to make sure that they get through, because it's hard to believe that GED students come with prior knowledge, but they
Mhm.
do. They
Right.
come with prior knowledge, and you can scaffold that.
Absolutely.
And it just seems it was because I was a director of a GED program
Yeah.
in North Carolina. I saw a lot of teaching to the test and a lot of like maybe busy work, crossword puzzly type of things, and so there wasn't a lot of emphasis on what does the student already know and
Yeah.
how can we build upon that. And then how did they feel before they got into school? How did they feel when they got into school? And how do they feel their future is going to be when they get done? That was all part of the research for me. And I needed to know that because those students are eventually going to be my students.
Yeah.
And whether I'm at a community college or whether I'm at a 4 year, they're going to eventually be my students. And I
Yeah.
wanted to know how their brains worked and how they felt about themselves as a student entering into a GED program.
What was your conclusions, or what were your conclusions?
So the findings were that resilience precedes re-engagement. Despite prior negative schooling experiences, GED students entered the program with resilience and self-belief and motivation and grounded in supportive relationships. I also found that environment drives transformation. So, a learning climate balancing challenge and encouragement helps students rebuild confidence, persist, and envision future educational and career pathways. So, there are a lot of students that are like, oh, I want to become a plumber or HVAC or whatever it is. And then also, theory strengthens practice. So, integrating cognitive learning and challenge and support theories enhanced instructional intentionality. And so, it reinforced learner centered teaching and increased student engagement and confidence. And so, that was really huge that the teachers already saw themselves doing this work with cognitive learning theory and challenge and support. They already saw it, but they saw what I did as far as their um, was it professional development, helping them really strengthen their lesson plans to strengthen their students. They really saw that as a plus, like, well, this is something I'm already doing, but there's a name for it. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Hmm. So are
Hmm.
you now now that you're done, are you applying this as professional development for teachers, or are you actually like are you
So
going to
it's
expand beyond your role at your current role at High Point University?
Yeah, I am definitely moving toward different areas. But one of the things that I'm working on with my dissertation chair is there is not a lot of literature on GED, and literature on GED focuses on them passing the GED exam, and then how many of them go on to college, and then how many of them persist or are retained and graduate. Nothing talks about the lived experience. So my
Mm.
research talks about the lived experience. And so we're thinking of turning that into a book that will be a more recent lens on the student experience as a GED student.
Well, okay, that's it seems like a small point, but the lived experience, and there's a
Yeah,
term that relates to it that you introduced to me, andragogy.
yeah,
Like that's it seems like a small point, but that is a very pivotal, a contentious point in education because
mhm,
the industries of education in the United States are, by their very nature and size, businesses that have
yes,
a manufacturing approach to learning and learners. However, all of us educators who have actually boots on the ground, taught
hmm
people, worked with human beings, know
hmm
that one size doesn't fit all, and there's no one standard outcome that uh, can be assessed as learning. What
right,
you got out of the course might not be what I got out of the course, and your demonstration of knowledge might not just be my demonstration of knowledge.
hmm
What are we really assessing? Can you
yeah.
talk more about what adult learning is versus child-centered learning pedagogy?
Yeah, and that's so interesting because when we talk about pedagogy, we're always talking about um giving students new knowledge, and you're learning your ABCs, you're learning how to read, and then you're reading to learn, and then you're forming sentences and then thesis statements and writing and all of those things. And andragogy is very different from pedagogy in the fact that it really centers on, completely centers on what knowledge your students are already bringing to the classroom. It's such a rich, there's such a rich experience that they bring because we're talking about people who've probably been working for 30 years
Mhm.
and decided I'm going to retire and I want to get my GED. Well, they're coming in with so much knowledge. It may not be pedagogical like we're thinking, like it's just these stair steps of how you learn. Theirs is more of a zigzag pattern. And so really letting them know, which is what my research did, was really letting them know whatever prior knowledge you have is relevant. It
Mhm.
means something, and it's going to connect to whatever test you're going to take, or it's going to connect to whatever lesson that I'm going to teach, because I'm going to ask you about that prior knowledge, and I'm going to ask you to connect it to what we're doing. And so that's what andragogy does. It is really centered on what you know and what you've learned, and that could be in the classroom or that could be in life, that you're bringing to the classroom that has something to do with traditional learning, if you will.
Yeah, well, a lot of education models set up on
Mhm.
pedagogy.
Yeah, yeah,
Then they're very structured, presume that a student is coming in blank slate who just needs to be filled in with stuff.
yeah.
That better yet, their goal is to reproduce a particular outcome of knowledge.
Yes,
Like they weren't nobody before this class and this experience. It sets
that's it.
okay, if you're looking at education from a Dr. Collins perspective, it sets up a master slave perspective. Please give me what I need in order to think. Like I have to deprogram my students from that. Like I'm not I'm not playing goalie all day where you're trying to figure out how to get past me.
Mm-hmm.
There are two types of educators: gatekeepers and guides. I am the latter.
Yes.
Two. Here, hey, our education way over here. There you go. What you want this? You want this? It's right over here. Have you
Yep.
about this? My goal is I'm assessing critical thinking and a demonstration of it through these exercises.
Yes. Yes.
I it's not like I'm being dismissive, but I see it even it takes place throughout education, but it happens at all points of the classroom. And it's almost like us trying to remember that's it's like us trying to fit square pegs into a round hole.
Yes.
And for a lot of us, just so happens to be black people,
Yes.
we're square pegs in a
Yes.
system we will never fit into. And I'm gonna tell you as a black man, I've seen people who fit in. It's
Yes.
it don't look like it feels right.
Right.
In certain instances, like there are ways to negotiate, but you have to negotiate your way through it in ways that are excessive to its natural structure. Everybody ain't got
Mhm.
to do that, but it has to happen.
Yep.
There have to be people who are guides helping people through it.
Yes.
I didn't
Yes.
make it that way. There, if I could blink, if I could Thanos my finger and make it stop, I
Hmm.
guarantee you, America, I would. But I'm telling you, what I've seen K through grad school.
Yeah.
No shade to nobody or no institution, but I'm
Yeah.
saying it is what it is. Go
It
look at the
is.
literature.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. It is set up that way. And I think the implications for practicing after
Mhm.
the research is making sure that I'm helping to design learning experiences that stretch students academically while providing like the scaffolding I said and feedback and encouragement and making sure that that GED programs because in North Carolina every community college has a GED program. And so making sure that there is professional development that is invested in that aligns instructional rigor with responsive learner centered support. That's just really important that it's not just, oh, we're teaching to the test. We want them to graduate and we want them to probably come here after they graduate, but really, really building on the skills that they already have and then helping them discover who they want to be afterward.
I think you're right. Like it is important, especially now. And I think
Mhm.
part of what needs to happen is a retooling or an updating of
Yeah.
our cultural understanding of education.
Hmm.
At GED, community college, during our when we were coming up,
Yeah.
were almost taboo or
Yeah.
education is culturally hierarchical. Like there's a cool kids table, not cool kids table.
Yep.
Like it's deep, it's concentric, and it like GED and community colleges are furthest from the center. Everybody gets flooded to that 4 year college
They do.
schools, and you place accordingly, and everything else is derivative or thought of as derivative.
Yes.
When I came out
Yes.
here, I was shocked that California as a state sees it totally different. You know, you can go for community college. You as a California resident, you can go to community your first 2 years of community college for free
Oh, wow.
and qualify for a state institution. Get your but boy,
I never
boy,
knew that.
I promise you, I would have been committed. Like even now, understanding what community college is, I would have
Yep.
went to community college. It is a different grind. It's a
It
different
is.
it's a different academic environment because of the way education and education environments have been culturally constructed and the people.
Yes.
But I would go, man, save you all that money and then go dump your 2 years somewhere else, guaranteed to get the school you couldn't get into.
Right
Uh,
there.
when you got out of high school, if you stay 1 year at a community college, strategize, you qualify for that same state institution.
Yes. Yes.
As long as your grades is there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's a little difficult for for our students, because in Minnesota we call it PSEO. Here it's called, I think, college in the schools or something like that. But a lot of students who are not of color take advantage of that, graduating high school and graduating with your associates at the same time.
I'm
Um,
on you, dude.
yeah,
But yeah, that is a
Mhm.
that's another winning strategy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wish I'd have known.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A lot of students do it that way, and then they're going into their freshman year really as a junior with all of those credits. And then they still get state, they still get Pell, and then because their GPAs are high, they qualify for a lot of scholarship money that someone who is a freshman coming straight from high school wouldn't qualify for.
Wow.
Hmm. So it's a great way to go.
So, all right.
Hmm.
Now, what was graduation like? Because we got okay. Me and my excitement. I'm skipping over. All right, y'all.
Oh
We
my
grew up
God.
in. Y'all heard me and Don's hard luck story. Arcelle and those guys grew up right around the streets.
Yes.
we
Right
was
around the corner.
we was always at each other's house. I got
Yes.
her mama. Hey, Claire, gave me my first Jerry curl. Oh, I saved up my own money to get
Did you?
to get,
You
I
better
went half
stop
with my
it.
mom. She didn't think I was serious.
Okay.
I saved up to get me a curl. I sat in the living room all day and I
Yes,
watched
you
the
did.
Buckners. I watched the Buckner family operate. Man, that was the funniest 3 hours of my life.
Yeah.
And it endeared me to you and your sisters for the rest of my life.
Of course. Of
And
course.
y'all, we grew up in what is called Rondo,
Rondo.
the historic black community,
Yep.
one of the primary historic black communities in the Twin Cities. For
Yes.
those who need a geography lesson uh, or a historical lesson, Minnesota only had 80,000 black people in it up until 1980. 80,000. Y'all, listen to me. Spread throughout the entire United States. 65, there are statistics on this, were located in the St. Paul area, Rondo, because Rondo shoots off from downtown St. Paul through the
Mm.
cathedral, the work industrial area. The other half, it's mixed, is it was working class Irish and Dutch or something like that, and black people, Frogtown.
Yes.
We had about 25, 30,000. Or no, yeah. If it's 60, if it's 80,000, yeah, we got about 30, 40,000 black people.
Hmm.
So we live in a city, y'all, but we live in a town. Cause
Yes.
I thought I grew up in a black neighborhood. Yeah. We just wasn't paying attention to the white people.
We weren't.
Rest of the white people or black people are spread throughout South Minneapolis,
Yep.
North Minneapolis.
Hmm.
Eventually, after the 80s, we start getting to the east side.
Yes. Yes.
They bring in they even brought in, this is my theory. They brought in the Africans in the 80s. Not just
They did. Yeah.
because federal money was attached to minorities,
Yep.
minority populations, and most importantly, minority issues.
Yep.
Minnesota is a very socialist state in
Yes.
terms of resources for people. You got to give it to them, but there was a culture around black people that's where we was at, and we all had to be that. And when we grew up, y'all, where white people are at today, I'm just saying this is me because my cousin is here to attest to it.
Yes.
white people was so funky. I'm talking about in the 90s up until 9/11. White people was now you're in Minnesota. Everybody got some white people in their family and they close social
Yep.
circle.
Yep.
But in general, like there was downtown St. Paul.
Yep.
Certain stores you couldn't walk into if you were black. And I'm talking about until we were in our well into our teens.
Yes.
Like you couldn't go into Dayton's without, and I'm talking about real problems. This
Yep.
this is what winds up being an antecedent to, for instance, Philando Castile in Texas.
Yes.
I'm getting
Yes.
somewhere with this story,
Mm-hmm. Go on
but
ahead.
it's it's also a conversation. This conversation is a conversation Arcelle and I had because prior to coming back down to North Carolina, where you are now,
Mm-hmm.
Arcelle lived through George Floyd.
I did.
Told y'all, because it's
I
a real one
did.
now.
I
Y'all,
did.
my documentary is coming out, and there's tons of footage of me, her, and her husband talking.
Mm-hmm.
Because I came up to visit right after with Days.
That was a crazy, crazy time. And even though George Floyd was killed in South Minneapolis, which of course you know is very close to North Minneapolis,
But you were
um,
working right next to it. You were downtown.
I was downtown, and then there was a lot of the unrest that came to the north side, and I have footage of a lot of the stores on Broadway, which were by my
Yeah,
house on Broadway Avenue North, that were just, or West Broadway, that were just burning. And
it's
it's like,
black pockets,
that's because
man.
you broke the contract. That's why it's burning.
When I came to your house,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, I mean, y'all, I'll put up a visual when I edit this. South Minneapolis, where we started seeing this footage,
Yeah.
ain't where that's where it happened.
Yes.
Where Arcelle lives is North Minneapolis, miles and miles away.
Yeah.
I have footage.
Mm-hmm.
Days and I was driving, just uh, you can see the trail. There's a trail of George Floyd going to your house when we're
Yeah.
coming from actual Target where and the police station where it started
Yes.
the way up like through to get to your house
Yep.
through downtown. You can see the
Yep.
spots where it happened.
Yes.
Yeah, there was real rioting and real unrest and real grievance.
It
I'm
was
telling you,
different.
some of them folks was burning their own shit up.
They were burning their they were burning their own shit up. And also it was just really interesting to see us have curfew, and us have basically the National Guard policing
Police state.
our areas. It's like everything was so interesting. It's like you need to be in the house by 7, and you can't go out, and if you do, this can happen. That was different.
I think y'all got out just in time.
We did. We
I,
did.
I
We
mean,
were so happy.
I remember you saying you thought you had to leave, but keep in mind,
Yeah.
y'all. I told y'all I'm drawing this tail. You you see Philando happen there. This is the little Twin Cities. Y'all think the president of the United States is like black people just going crazy. Them and the Somalians just running shit
Yep.
together. We don't make up 200. We don't even make up a quarter of a million people. We make up 200, a little less than 200,000 people. If you put all the Africans and all the African Americans together in the entire state, it isn't
Yep.
200,000 people.
Mm-mm.
For reference, I live in LA County. There's LA City and the county proper, like surrounding it.
Hmm.
There are over a million black people in LA County, and we're not close to each other. Like you got to go find the black people out here. Like my point is, there ain't a whole bunch of black people, and there's never been a whole bunch of black people in Minnesota, and it is an example of America. There ain't a whole lot of black people, but there's a big black problem, and there's always been a black problem.
Yes.
It's weird when you now keep in mind, I told you I'm on this story. When you see these big national events, it makes it seem like, oh man, oh, that's the LA riots. Oh, that's Watts. Oh, that's Harlem. No, this is Minnesota, yo.
Yeah.
Like, if you want, remember when they were doing the Black Lives Matter and they were stopping the freeway?
Yes.
It was basically both sides of the bridge.
Yes.
St. Paul people know exactly what I'm talking about, both sides of the bridge.
Yes.
But essentially, Frogtown and Rondo are
Yep.
divided by the highway.
Yep.
There ain't enough black people in that neighborhood to stop traffic there. And if that was all black people, they'd have just kept driving. This is Minnesota. That was white folks, y'all. Like, stop again, the narrative needs to be reframed because
The narrative needs to be reframed.
we keep taking the L,
Mm-hmm.
them being them. And it don't make any it doesn't make sense it never made sense, but it is dangerous to us again, y'all. And we're we're at a great point in life. I got a PhD, you got a PhD. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we're but that don't mean it's over. In fact,
No.
it's amped up.
Yep.
Y'all, if they say being born here doesn't make you a citizen, then what does? And better yet, who gets to decide?
Who
Me,
gets to
my black
decide?
life, and my children's life, and my children's lives.
Yep.
I don't trust you to decide. No.
Mm-hmm.
And that ain't what that said. Stop trying to pull the wool over my eyes.
Yes, because that's what's happening.
For years, we grew up in a Benetton commercial. Oh, they're getting
Yep.
better. Hope,
Yep.
hope.
Yep.
We had 8 years of hope, and right after hope, we got tyranny.
Yes, we did.
We got 10 years of tyranny right after as a direct backlash. You mad at it? It's to the point where white people don't even try and be good, like pretend.
No. Mm-mm.
And I'm not saying there aren't some good white people. And as a matter of fact, y'all, if you know anything, I've been around black people, we have this term called good white folks.
Yes, we do.
However, listen to black people. I know y'all ain't used to listening to black people, but good white folks, good in this phrase is a qualifier, presupposing that the noun is not naturally good unless it is qualified.
Yes.
Good, when black people talk to black people, it's a qualifier. It doesn't mean this is a generally good person. It means this white person did some good stuff to me. I like them. It's a vouch.
Mm-hmm.
If I
Yep.
met Arcelle and I have this white person with me, and I say, oh no, they're good white folks. That means they're
Yep.
good white folks to me. Arcelle has to decide on her own.
Yes,
But
I do.
I gave it a context clue.
Yes.
White folks. If there's within blackness, we understand that whiteness in its natural default. I don't care how many white people you around, how many you love, and naturally have to be around. Seriously, like this is humanity. We got real relationships with people. I got a bunch of white people in my family, but racism in America came way before I came, and it operates the way
Yes.
it operates. Right now, it ain't going nowhere.
It
It's
is not.
it's all the way turned up, and it is at the very center of the way things work for me and you. But right now, any black person who thinks they got something, we're in the position that free black people were when slavery was made a natural position for anybody with African blood.
Yep.
Because at that moment, your citizenship don't mean nothing. Whatever is guilty is you. When they start deporting people and just grabbing random citizens off the street, that's a test run.
That's true though.
Y'all, I I'm high, but I have not lost my train of thought. We're going back to Minnesota. Did
Okay.
white people did not they said they was going in the government, these white people, white nationalists, said that they were going to stop the anarchy that's going on in the Twin Cities since George Floyd.
Yeah.
Those crazy black people burnt down that police station. Keep in mind that white people did that. Antifa. Ain't nobody seen no Antifa.
Mm-mm.
If there was an Antifa, I'd sign up. Like, it seems pretty organized. That wasn't it. They walked in there and said, I'm going to get some immigrants. They wound up blasting two hippie white people,
Mm.
broad daylight.
Yes.
Didn't nobody budge. That's a test run.
Yep.
They're gonna come after me, but they gonna come after your ass too.
Yep.
It's supremacy. The only thing, the thing it hates almost as much as black people. White traitors.
Ooh. Now I
Minnesota
didn't think
has
about
been
it like
labeled
that.
as white traitorism under that regime.
Yeah.
Arcelle, you know, okay, you you saw where that white woman got shot in her face
I did.
and that white man got shot in broad daylight. Does shit like that happen?
No,
Is that where the Mexicans are at?
that is. And it was crazy. Like, what? They killed like two white people for nothing? Was that to make a point for us? Like, what was that? It was
It's
crazy.
just like lynching. It's a
Mm-hmm.
public demonstration of
It,
power that showed
yes.
everybody. All it's on site all day.
Yep.
All if Minnesota is back to my original point, Minnesota is one of the whitest states in America.
Yes.
What you saw and have been seeing is white regulating white. This is white. Get down or lay down.
Yep.
Hold on. In Minnesota, one of the most protected categories of human being in Minnesota is a white woman.
Oh, yes.
And that's no
By
shade.
far.
That is no shade. This is statistical fact. For the police to
Yep.
shoot a peaceful white woman who was not resisting. This wasn't a
Yeah.
resisting arrest. And to give the same narrative and
Mm-hmm.
for whiteness to like be 50-50 on the outcome,
Yeah.
that's them hashing out some deep-seated sickness, but it's playing out in real time. Again, black people, don't get cozy like it ain't us, because when they get tired of themselves, who you think they're coming after? You're always on
You.
the market.
You, baby. You.
And it's because of us. We doing too good. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you have joy in your life?
You being too uppity.
My kids, my kids' kids, my kids' kids should not have to have these conversations.
No.
That's why you gotta have these conversations. This ain't no fiction anymore. Remember they were gaslighting us around Obama post-racial?
Yes.
Had you thinking you had you in your own home thinking you were racist because you thinking that there's some racists.
Yes.
And that it's structural. Oh, you're a complainer.
Yes.
It's not like I'm not doing as I'm complaining. This if I'm just sitting on the corner with a 40 ounce yucking it up about how bad the system is, maybe you got that argument. But if I'm at work like in the trenches and I'm telling y'all structural reform, especially in a place where the people is the one doing it. You can't dismiss me as, oh, you're just a complainer or a dreamer. Motherfucker,
Yeah.
a motherfucker dreamed cryptocurrency. Donald Trump
Mhm.
just made $1 trillion, $2 billion off of cryptocurrency, and that wasn't even a thing. before
No.
when he became president. That wasn't even a thing. How do you skip over poverty to get to cryptocurrency? If you live in I live in California. First time I visited Beverly Hills, when you pull out of Beverly Hills and take a left turn, it's like a mile long homeless encampment.
Oh my word.
Like tents and everything. This is fucking sick, America.
That's crazy.
I'm not saying you can't have a yacht, but that person got to have a place to eat and sleep. Food, clothing,
Right.
shelter, healthcare, education, opportunity. It's very,
Right.
and that ain't nobody getting something for free. And even if it is, I don't give a fuck. I still want more shit. You give me the
Yes.
basic shit, I still want some more shit. I'm an American, and I work for it. I'll pay for it,
Hmm.
but eh, make the system work for people. There shouldn't be a crazy man who owns his own fucking Twitter, owning the country. And man, I was walking down the street in LA, right? Downtown LA. It's a ghost town now, downtown LA.
Oh
It's the
wow.
pandemic.
Okay.
There's people down there. There's
Okay.
houses. I mean, like people living down it, but in terms of business, it's like ghost town. There's a lot of homeless people because during the pandemic, they went to center city because that's where the most resources are. Right.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm walking down. I'm walking down the street, and there's a guy. He's just on the corner, on his back, and he's going, ah! And nobody gives a fuck. Ourselves, nobody cares. Like he was just going, ah! Nope, just what that dude do all day. Just, ah! There was this one dude. I mean, I live in Pomona. It's about 30 minutes outside of LA.
Okay.
For the first year that I lived here, no, I had to be, yeah, about a year and a half. There was a guy who lived on a slab of concrete
Mm-mm.
in the middle of the sidewalk.
Mm-mm.
Ourselves is
Mm-mm.
right by this building. He
Mhm.
couldn't be on their property, but there's a shade tree that most of the day on this little slab of public sidewalk that he's on.
Can be occupied by him.
Ourselves, this isn't funny. Ourselves, he lived there. Ourselves, he was like
Yeah.
on a the earth did not love this man so much
No.
at all.
No.
You know, like when you're walking down the sidewalk, a
No love.
square, it's just, it was that, like his little pallet would be there. And like you could tell when he would go take breaks, he would put
Oh yeah.
his little pallet of stuff underneath the tree, go walk up to the 7-Eleven, and they give him a free water.
Oh yeah.
And he would walk back down and he would just lay until somebody gave him something. I'm like, but this is Snoop. Literally, Snoop Dogg lives right down the street from where this guy is at.
Whoa.
You can't have that type of inequality. It's it's that or that no ecosystem can survive with that type of economic imbalance. Scarcity don't exist the way it used to be.
But that's what we do.
I don't know what happened to this dude. I hope he just disappeared. But I'm
Oh
telling you,
wow. Okay.
that I don't know what the outcome was. I know he didn't just, you know what I'm saying, become economically independent or hit the lotto.
No.
But I said, when I tell you every day without fail, because I take the same way to run, it's a straight shot, straight up Temple Avenue. This man lived on that one square for over a year. It wasn't no shelter. It wasn't like at a bus stop.
Okay.
Ourselves, you came at 8 a.m., he was there.
Uh-huh.
If you came at 8 p.m., that little square, people would leave him food, like little tribute.
Oh.
Because he's sitting out there in the sun. It's either that or being like,
Yeah. And what was that about?
nobody cares. In Center City, nobody like there's too many homeless people for people to be caring. It's like New York City. Like, get out
Okay.
of my way. It we're at a place where it makes more sense for people to be homeless than to give somebody a free house.
Yeah, it does. To those in power, yes.
Gas is $7 a gallon out here. Daily.
Oh, wow, y'all.
And it's normal.
Mm-mm.
This ain't sustainable.
It's not.
All right. But Sel, you told me you was gonna be publishing. What you got cooking?
We're thinking about it. We're thinking about publishing. Like I said, there's not a lot of literature out there on GED students and their lived experience. So it's we're definitely we've shopped around and we're trying to get that someone to say, yeah, we're gonna take this idea and run with it. We're thinking they are because the last book that was published was maybe 2014, and it was called the Forgotten America's Forgotten Population, and that was just basically about GED students, you know, getting enrolled in GED programs and graduating and going into um, post secondary.
Well,
And this experience, this dissertation doesn't talk about that. It talks more about what the student is going through and how they get to where they need to get through their experience.
oh, well, do a journal article.
I definitely can. I definitely can.
Pull a chapter out of your dissertation and work it
Yeah,
into a journal article. That will help gauge interest in
sounds good to me.
you as a book.
Sounds great to me. I'm it's
That's what
all
I did.
good. Did you? Well, I'll do
That's
it.
how the person found me to get my book out.
Okay. I'll definitely do that.
Like I met him at a conference, but
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "Oh, you did that? Oh, okay, yeah. You published over here. What about your dissertation?"
Yeah. The dissertation.
Now, what else you got going on there for the summer?
So right now I'm actually teaching two courses. It's called Foundations for Academic Success, and it's for students. It's like a boot camp
Mhm.
for students. It's a 4-week boot camp for students who are coming in as freshmen in the fall. So our fall is August.
Yeah.
And they're coming in as freshmen in the fall. So what I'm doing is teaching them note taking skills, public speaking, how to read a syllabus, and how to write out your calendar and a to-do list and all of those things to be successful. Of course, this is a private school, so their parents have paid handsomely for them to
Yeah,
join this
I
4-week boot
don't know.
camp.
High Point University
Hmm.
is
Elite.
Deuce, baby. It's like okay, in my mind, on private schools in North Carolina, it goes
Yeah.
Duke, Wake Forest, High Point University. Like as a
Yep.
trifecta,
Yep.
your money can't get you in one; it's gonna get you into the other two.
Yep.
And High Point University was the first school that I've been to. I had a friend named Logie. He had a gig. He was a musician. He had a gig where his job on Fridays was to play lunch at High Point University.
That's what they do. Yes, every day.
At this school, yo, throughout the day, there's ambient classical music pumped throughout the campus to keep you.
Yes.
At lunch, after there's a smorgasbord of a lunch and live entertainment.
Yes, there is.
Y'all, they got a concierge that will call you and remind you, hey, time for class today, Armando.
Yes, they
Would you
do.
like me to send a note that you're not going to be there? Okay.
Yes.
Never seen anything like there's levels to this education thing.
There is, and one of the really important pieces that people um note about High Point University is there are three five-star restaurants on our campus, and our
What?
students can eat at those three five-star restaurants at any time during the week as long as they make reservations because our president thinks it's very important for them to know what a salad fork is and a dinner fork and all of those things. And so we have three five-star restaurants called fine dining that our students can eat at so that they can learn how to dine with the best of them.
Y'all, for reference, when we went to Barber-Scotia, yeah, there
Mm,
were three meal times a day.
mm,
And after that last meal time at 6, you were on your own. God bless God. There's levels to this
hmm hmm
education thing. And
hmm
circling around again, race has a lot to do with it.
Yes,
Economics
it does.
has a lot to do with it.
Yep.
History of America have a lot to do with it.
Yep.
High Point University's wealth. I mean, I've been here for years, but
hmm
what we're seeing now, that's new news.
Yeah.
That's
It's
Nito
crazy.
Cobain.
It's
Yeah,
crazy. We have crazy restaurants, Barbaritos, Subway.
beautiful campus. Beautiful.
It's beautiful, and there's actually a functional game room, and it's nothing like our game room where we came from.
Mhm.
Pots, nothing like that. It's an actual arcade with more than two billiards tables, all types of free arcade games, ping pong, whatever you can think of, they have there. Because the president doesn't want the students to have to go off campus for anything. So it's all there.
And they don't. Uh,
Mm-mm.
that school expanded, and there was this
Yes.
thing few years ago, maybe even still going on, about campus sprawl. But to the university's credit, they have strategically partnered with the city that they inhabit
Yes.
to revitalize
Yes.
a critical neighborhood
Mhm.
within the city's structure that was
Yes.
hard to revitalize. While there's
Mhm.
a lot of problems about from a real estate perspective about how much people got for their places and people being displaced in gentrification,
Yes.
what they did within the structure of their particular gentrification is create a campus environment, almost like a web
Yes.
space where their students can live. It's
Mhm.
sprawled out but self-sustained.
Yes, it is.
They literally carved out space within High Point for them to be a mini city.
Yes.
It's like Dinkytown is the U of M.
Exactly. Exactly. Housing, food, entertainment, grocery stores, convenience stores, anything you can think of is within this microcosm of a world.
Within North Carolina higher education. That was revolutionary. I mean,
Yeah.
for a smaller sized private university to leverage itself like
hmm
that, it was innovative, to say the least. Not
To
only from an education standpoint, but from a philanthropic standpoint.
to say the least, and shout out to Nito Cobain,
Yeah.
who is our president. He is a businessman and he's a people's man,
Mhm.
and he knows what it takes to be the number one run college. I think it's for 2 years in a row straight now, and that's not easy to do.
It's more than that. It's more than them years, y'all. That is a quality school. Yeah. Say what you want to say.
It is.
He did the thing.
He did. He's great, and he comes up to you and will be right in your
Man, the
face
people
talking.
I seen him like I used to see him at High Point events because I was a part of the
Yeah.
but when I was go to visit the campus, uh, like either for work or personal, you could actually on any time of the day you could see him in a little golf cart going like at the function. He wants to see what this campus is like.
Yes, he does.
Like at a major university, you see your president at events. If you see them at events, you see them at
If
events in the
mm-hmm.
newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
At small private colleges, especially in the South, you know who
Yeah,
the president is. That's your leader.
that's him.
And but he's one of the. He's a throwback to that. Yeah.
He is. He is. He is. He's a very caring, deep deep thinker, and very invested in his students future, very invested in their life skills, which I think gets kind of thrown to the side about
Mm.
how important it is to have life skills, to be communicative, to be someone who can function outside of your little world. He's very invested in his students, and how they live and how he wants them to live after they're done with High Point.
Mm.
So shout
Well,
out to Nino Cobain.
look, I ain't gonna blow up your spot, but is High Point University the last stop, or
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
are you?
It's there because I'm supposed to be there. It's
Mm.
God by God's design that I'm there right now, but I know it is not the last stop for me because I am a student-centered leader,
Mm.
and I am supposed to be working with a certain population, and that's where I'm gonna be.
Well, God will put you exactly where you need to be, and it
He
always has.
will. He always has. He's always put me exactly where he wants me.
Well, I will not take up any more of your evening, cousin. Not online. Y'all, Arcelle really don't like doing face-to-face interviews like this. She took
Mm-mm.
the time out to do this for me because she loves me, and I love her back. And most importantly, she understands that I think it is important for the world to hear academics, Black academics specifically, hear our personal conversations, our personal stories, our personal visions of the world, so that to cut through the media clutter, which very
Yep.
often gets presented as us. There's a whole bunch
Yes.
of us who came from those same spaces and operate in those same spaces for but for a much different purpose. We do
Yep.
talk, think, and we are living through this particular moment. And in this particular moment, there is an assault on the Black image that has to be counteracted from within. We got to we got to talk and be our full selves.
Yeah, we do.
Thank you so much, Dr. Taylor, for your time. And I can't wait to hear about all of the things you do moving forward. Mwah.
Anything for you. Love you, cousin.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
All right, America, I know that that was a great conversation and you want to hear more. You will in the upcoming weeks. Tune in, like, subscribe, share, comment. Only on ArmandoCollins.com. Peace.